It's time to get inside the Giants huddle.
Huddle up, huddle up, huddle up.
On Giants.com.
Here we go.
And the Giants mobile
Get
app.
them in there. Let's go.
Part of the Giants Podcast Network.
We are here on the Giants Huddle Podcast. My name is John Schmeelk. The edge rushers, the guys that get after the quarterback, guys that the Giants have spent some high draft picks on. And they have some vets as well. So a lot to talk about here with our edge players. At a very important position in Wink Martindale's defense, he does a good job of generating pressure, but when they don't blitz, these are the guys that have to get home, and they do a good job of that when they're on the field and healthy, and they hope this group is healthier in 2023. So we're going to have interviews with Kayvon Thibodeaux, Tomon Fox, Jihad Ward, Elerson Smith, and then we're going to wrap it up with Azeez Ojulari. So let's start it off with the Giants' second-year player, first-round draft pick back in 2022, Kayvon Thibodeaux. And now we're joined by second-year Giants edge rusher, Kayvon Thibodeaux. Kayvon, how was your preparation mentally for this year different compared to last year, second year in the system, or maybe you're fine-tuning a little bit more than learning from scratch?
I think it was good. I got a lot of time off. Now, I get to really reflect and see everything that I did last year, not just the good, but also the bad, mainly the bad. And, starting to understand where my places of improvement, and really honing in on, things I can get better at.
So when you reflected, what did you say?
Just, trying to, I played a lot of snaps. As a rookie, you don't really, you don't assume right out the gate you're going to play so many snaps. So now understanding that, that is my role on the team and knowing how to perfect it, right? Minimalize, the mistakes I've had and start to really make the best of each, play I'm out there.
Watching you from the outside during the season, we can almost see you getting healthier as the season went along. Mm-hmm. Did that almost happen in, step with you figuring things out mentally too? So everything kind of just started clicking at the same time as you got deeper into the year?
Yeah, I would say, me getting hurt, I think it was like preseason. It actually kind of, it prolonged my growth, right? But now having that year under my belt, it gave me a large understanding of what the NFL is about and, what I need to do to continuously succeed. So
when you went into the workshop this offseason, what were you working on? What was your focus?
I would say it was three facets of the game. It was the pass rush, it was the run stop, and then it was, the situations, right? I think, football is about situations, and when you can learn to master them and start to pick up the tendencies of the other team, you can really heighten your game. When
you spoke to the media a couple weeks ago, you kind of talked philosophically about being a pass rusher and the importance of sacks. Mm-hmm. And I think you're thinking about it exactly the right way, because when you look at sacks, you getting a sack has so much more to do with what's going on around you than what you're doing. What allowed you to kind of come to that realization and figure that out?
I mean, like even a guy like Dexter Lawrence, he had a great year last year. But, that came with the help of, of the two edge rushers and being able to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sure. And, I think we work as a unit. No man's greater than the team. So just being able to, again, just find that fit and find that niche and start to unlock the moves that I have and start to really, put it on display.
In what way do you have to adjust your pass rush plan based on what's called, right? Because I think, if you're showing a blitz, the quarterback's going to try to get the ball out quicker, exactly. Right? So you kind of have to adjust. So kind of just talk about how you figure that out along the way.
And that's that next step. I started to pay attention to that this offseason, and it's really about protections, right? Learning what the offensive line sees, what the quarterback sees when we show different looks. So once you kind of master the opponent's decision-making, it'll help the rush. So knowing that if we do show a blitz look, I'll have to go into a kind of a faster speed rush or, a rush that'll get me there now versus us showing off and quarterback thinking he has more time and, being able to do longer pass rush moves.
We know this offense can create pressure as well, but does it also sometimes make it tougher to get sacks? Because the quarterback knows so many guys are coming that their clock's so much faster. They're just not holding the ball to give you time to get there.
Yeah, I just actually saw that there was a statistic that, quarterbacks held the ball with less time with us than they've done with any other team. So just understand that we've been screened more than any other team in the NFL. So just knowing that, obviously there's less opportunities for sacks. But I think with me, it's still being able to maximize, the plays that I'm out there, maximize my efficiency.
And it's also a team thing, too. I feel like the sacks on this team get spread out a lot more. You got
Everybody
DBs, you got everyone gets to play a little bit, right?
Exactly.
And how does that help the defense be successful as a group?
Because that's the thing. It's all about team success. So just having guys make plays, it creates, one, the camaraderie, two, the team chemistry, right? Being able to celebrate other guys, being able to be happy for other guys, and then it gives everybody some love. So there's not like, somebody on the island not really making plays, but now that everybody gets it, we kind of all share that same happiness and excitement, by the time the end of the game comes.
Final question. You don't have to give me numbers, but have you set out any other team or individual goals that you're looking to achieve this year as a second-year player in this defense?
I mean, I say every year I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, so Super Bowl is still at the top of my list.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
Kayvon, good stuff, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and now we're joined by Giants edge rusher Tomon Fox. Tomon, how are you, man?
I'm great, man. How are you?
So, put the mirror on your rookie season. What did you get out of it? What was your opinion on kind of how the whole thing went?
It played out like how I expected to. I ended up finding a role after making the roster and just try to be available, do the most I can with the opportunities that they gave me.
What did you learn from it?
Just always be ready. You never know when the coaches are going to have you in a situation. You have to be able to learn from other players, and they have to be able to learn from you.
How did it meet expectations? Everyone, I'm sure, thinks about what the NFL is going to be like when you get there, right? How did it compare to kind of what you thought it was going to be?
I think people come into the NFL thinking about it, making it seem like it's going to be harder on themselves than what it actually is, because especially when you have a great group of guys, or great coaches like we have here with the Giants, it just made it an easier transition.
So when you figured out your role and exactly how they were going to use you, how did you kind of adjust your training and your approach so you could fit what role Wink kind of had carved out for you in his defense?
It's just special teams was a huge priority for me, and then as terms for defense, I just had to stay ready. They want you to be as good as the starters. You just want to no drop off. That way, when you're able to go in and give a guy a blow, you don't have to worry about any missed performance on the field.
And I think the way he blitzes everyone, everyone has to be ready to blitz, but that also means everyone has to be ready to cover, right? Because if they're coming heavy from the other side, you got to drop.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of adjust that multifaceted role where you kind of have to be ready to do everything?
Yeah, it's really just learning the defense, knowing roles, because you could be any position at any time. It's not like I'm an outside linebacker, so I'm going to rush the quarterback. So I'm an outside linebacker, I might be lined up at middle linebacker or something like that. So just having to be ready for everything and just knowing the totality of the defense.
Had you been in that really, truly positionless type of defense before, like the way Wink runs it?
No, I have not been. It's usually just I was from a DN to an outside linebacker, and then just stayed those positions.
So what were your big goals heading into the season when you kind of went into the shop and you worked on your craft? Where were you really trying to get better?
Trying to get better in my open field, moving in space, changing direction, those kind of things, just because you're not just running in a straight line anymore. You have to do a lot more. Mm-hmm. How
do you, Azeez and Kayvon and Jihad and all the other guys in your room kind of lean on each other to try to get better?
First things first, just the positivity we have in our room. We don't let anybody hold our heads down, and we're just quick to hold each other accountable. If we notice something, might be something doing wrong, quick to point it out, but in a constructive way. We're not too hard on each other.
Sure.
And then a big person that we always say is Jihad. Really, he's the one to always say something to somebody.
Oh, he's always saying something.
Yeah, exactly. He's always saying something to somebody.
Tomon, good stuff, man. We appreciate the time.
All right, thank you.
Now we're joined by Giants edge rusher, defensive lineman, a little bit of everything, Jihad Ward. Jihad, how are you, man?
What's up, Jan? How you doing?
I'm doing great, dude. How are you? Talk about your room a little bit. You've added some pieces there, a little growth from last year to this year. The younger guys getting a little bit older. How do you see that group kind of heading into 2023?
Oh yeah, I feel like we're gonna weather the storm. To be honest with you, I like this offensive group. I ain't gonna hold you. This offense group is nice. I could go on and on with defense, but I'm very excited about this offensive group. We got Paris Campbell, we got Darren Waller and stuff like that. It's too much dogs in that offensive group, so I just can't wait to see it.
All right, well, defense guy that wants to talk about the offense, I'm going to take advantage of this. So tell me, why is this offensive group so impressive to you when you watch them and you play against them in 7-on-7s?
Yeah, it's a bunch of it's a lot of control. Everything is more, it's them. You know what I mean? It's just the way Daniel Jones handled that offense, man. He, as I seen him since last year, he took control, but now he really taking control of everything. Everybody just dialing in. Everybody just coming together as one. So, So I just feel like it's a good piece. Darren Waller is definitely a great piece of this offense. That way Daniel Bellinger can I wouldn't say look up to him, but they can feed off each other.
Sure.
And it's so many dogs. I can go on and on with so many offensive pieces. Throughout their offense, and it's a lot of people that was unhealthy coming back, and it's gonna be real scary. So I'm just excited about everybody. So
all right, well, put me in the position of a defender trying to defend Daniel Jones. What makes him hard to defend against?
He read coverages and stuff like that. He make his own plays, and he's not afraid to call his own calls and stuff like that. If he sees something, usually coach they just let him like be himself out there. So he's not afraid to make a call, and he and he just ready to set the tone. He reads everybody, and he going to find every way to get your weakness, especially when he reads the defense. So
Let's get to your position group.
Okay.
Where do you see the career trajectories right now of Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibodeaux as they head into their third and second years, respectively?
They're going to weather the storm, too. We feed off all into each other, So Kayvon, he's a beast. He got the little first butterfly year out the way. We got Azeez, he's a dog himself. So with them two guys, I'm excited, and they're getting older, they get more mature at this football, NFL and stuff like that. So it's just like I'm just excited for them, and I'm very, very proud of them and all the stuff that they learned. It was a lot of adversity. I'm glad that they handle adversity throughout the first year. Learning habits, pass rushing, stopping the run, and I can go on and stuff like that. So, I'm just thankful to have another year with them guys.
We have such a respect for how you play the game. We talk about it on our programming all the time because people want the show plays, the blitzes, the sacks, and everything. Mm-hmm. You do the dirty work, and you're damn good at it. Like setting the edge on defense, you're a great edge setter. What makes a player a great edge setter on defense, playing the run that's coming outside, off tackle, outside zone? What makes a player so good at that?
You just got to just read your key. It's all about techniques and stuff like that, and it's all about the fundamental of the game. And, my goal is to disrupt, as you guys can see that from my last experience last year and stuff like that, and it's all about fundamentals, with down blocks, reach blocks, and stuff like that, and really just learning all the techniques that you can find, So if I see some stuff, really is it really a feel for it? I know this sounds kind of weird, but I just feel for it in the grass, like like crack tosses and stuff like that, plunge blocks. Is I could go on
pin pulls, all that stuff,
pin
right?
pulls and stuff like it's just a feel for it, So what I do is a lot of people like to do a lot of zone reads and stuff like that. I'm just here to disrupt, I just want to just excuse my language, I just want to fuck some shit up, So
absolutely. And you know what? I think that's what Wink wants you to do too, by the way.
Yeah.
So I think he's pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
You've been in Wink's defense before, obviously. Second year now in the system. Mm-hmm. How does that help free guys' minds a little bit to play a little bit more naturally, understanding exactly what he wants a little bit better the second year in the system? So, the guys that have been here for 2 years now can kind of come together and continue to play better.
Well, everybody, usually when you go to certain defenses, you learn one position. This is the most versatile defense that you'll ever be in the NFL. I can go on and on. I played nose in this defense.
Yep.
I can play nose. I can play three techniques, Sam, linebacker, outside linebacker.
It's truly positionless.
And you see me drop plenty of times, Mike, dime, I could go on and on, And that's the whole crazy part about this whole scheme, You have to know, if you want to be a great player, you just got to know everybody's position, Where the strength is coming to, with everything. So I'm just blessed to know everybody what they doing and stuff like that. The goal for me in the long run is to really dominate in every position. That was always my goal, no matter what position I'm in. I'm gonna continue to pursue that goal. But with Wink, with this defense, man, it's really have made my career successful, and I'm here to weather the storm to keep going with this game of the defense.
Jihad, good stuff, man. Can't wait to see it on the field, my man.
Thank y'all, man. Go Giants.
All right, and now we're joined by Giants, I guess I'll call you an edge rusher, Elerson Smith.
Yeah.
Elerson, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing well. Now, unfortunately, you've had to deal with some frustration, right, the last couple of years. Talk about kind of mentally how you've kind of dealt with and tried to work through all that.
Yeah, I think what else we get through like the last couple of years, it's kind of just been, appreciating the moment and acknowledging that it's football. So like, injuries are inevitable. I was very lucky throughout college and high school to never have like a serious injury, and I kind of just been stacking up the last couple of years. So, just trying to take it day by day, keep it pretty lighthearted. It's not the end of the world, but just making sure I'm working on what I can to get better so I can play.
Yeah, how have you mentally, because I know the mental part is almost as hard as the physical part with that sort of stuff, right? So how have you kind of worked through all that?
No, it really is. I never appreciated that until I had my first surgery, where it's like getting the confidence back after a surgery is an extremely tedious process. It's like your strength can be good, your mobility can be good and all that, but like to mentally trust yourself that you're like at an Achilles, that your Achilles isn't going to go out again or anything like that. It's hard, but you know, we have good resources here with Dr. Lonnie Lawrence. She's helped me throughout the process of rehabbing, and that's been super cool. So yeah, it's just been making sure that I'm doing what I can, being mindful of my actions, and just taking the steps forward to try and just get better and get back on the field.
And being patient too, right? Because I'm sure you
Yeah.
want to go faster than the doctors want you to go, right?
No, it's a slow process, and you got to listen to the trainers. You know, keep doing what you can every day, and make sure you're sleeping, eating, you know, doing all that good stuff, doing all those little things right. So
How hard has it been to work on your craft when you're just kind of focusing on your health?
yeah, it's tough because you know you feel like you're falling behind, and you want to feel like you can, you know, develop some skills while you're hurt. And I think as an edge rusher, there's like certain things I can do with like hand fighting and things of that, where I'm standing still and working on those, which I got into. But it's a hard thing to do because, you know, you play football at full speed,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can't go full speed, you're not really getting, you know, reps at getting better. So you got to find a balance, and you can, you know, get better watching film and stuff like that too. So
Final question: What are your overall goals heading into this year for you personally?
yeah, I mean, number one is just, you know, be out there, find a way to contribute wherever I can, whether that's teams, you know, on the field, wherever I can, and just making sure that we can win some games this year and contribute to, you know, my teammates, because it's been a long time, and I feel like I have some stuff to offer for my team, and I'm excited to do that.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it, Elerson. Thanks so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
And now we're joined by Giants edge rusher Azeez Ojulari. Azeez, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. So I look back at your production last year, and I look at the
Yeah.
sack number, and then I look at the games played, and I'm like, whoa. That like sack per game production
Yeah.
was off the charts. So when you look at your last year, and we'll get to the injury, push that aside. When you
Yeah.
were on the field, how did you think you kind of played and fit in with what Wink was trying to have you do?
Yeah, when I was on the field, I felt pretty good, man. I felt perfect with the scheme. How I fit in was great, and you know, just trying to do my part, play my role, and try to be as effective as much as I can when I'm out there every game.
How did you deal with those calf injuries, dude?
Man, sheesh, man, it was just a tough stretch for me. It was just unfortunate.
Because it was both,
Yeah,
right?
it was both. Yeah, it was both. It was just so unfortunate for me, and I don't even know what.
And
it
one, you weren't
was.
even run hard, right? You were
I
just
wasn't. Yeah, I
jogging
was
and
just
conditioning
jogging
after
and conditioning.
the
After
Jets
The
practice.
Jets one, yeah, I planted and it just popped on me. Yeah, I don't know.
You ever had that happen to you before?
I never ever had it happen to me. It was my first time. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience. It was my first time ever.
Were you afraid it was your Achilles at first?
I
and not your
was. I
calf?
was super scared. I was shocked. I was so
Because you
scared.
feel something pop down there.
I felt that. Yeah, I saw it too. I looked down when I was playing. I looked down the plant and
Oh.
boom, I saw it was pop. And I was like, yo, I was so scared, man. I was so scared.
Hey,
Thank
knock
God it
on wood
wasn't.
though. Now you're
Knock
good.
on wood. Yeah, we good.
You're
solid.
and you're 100% ready to go
100%
now.
ready, man. I can't wait. I'm
All
ready
right,
to go.
so now all you're doing is focus on football. You're
Focus.
healthy.
Yep.
So tell me what we're going to see from Azeez Ojulari this year.
Man, this year I'm just focused, ready to go out there, compete, show y'all what I could do again. You know, just be there for my teammates and make those plays needed when it's needed, and just, you know, give it all I got. You know, and just be out there, get out the quarterbacks, bring them down, try to get the ball out.
We were talking to Kayvon, and I was joking with him. Kayvon, everyone thinks of the Wink defense. It creates all this pressure, right? Just send all
Yeah.
these blitzes, you can get to the quarterback. But in a lot of ways, it almost makes it harder to get sacks,
Yeah,
right? Because teams know pressure is coming.
yeah, they know it's coming.
So they're not doing 7-step drops back there. They're getting the ball
Nah,
out
they're
quick.
getting out
So
quick.
how do you adjust your mindset where obviously it's your job
Yeah.
to get sacks,
Right.
but sometimes it's out of your control and you can't get them?
Nah, at that point you just gotta just find a way you could affect the game in other ways. Getting a batted ball, you know, just pushing the tackle in the quarterback lap with pressures, you know, just ways you could affect the quarterback in any other way. Getting his vision side, just knowing that you're there, you know, you gonna get there at one point in the game. You gonna get there. Just gonna let them know, just you coming, that you coming throughout the whole game.
How do you adjust your rush plan, understanding what the play you have called and
Yeah.
understanding how the offense might adjust to that? Do you
Yeah.
have to adjust how you're rushing? So
Oh, yeah,
you
for
might know,
sure.
like, I'm not going to have time to get there if I do like
Yeah.
my outside rush. So I got to do. So how have you kind of figured out how you adjust your rush plan based on the scheme and the play that Wink has called?
Really, man, it's like whatever the call is like every rush is not going to be the same. So you have to really go off the call. Whatever type of call you get, you might be going inside. You might get a 5, or you might get a 1-on-1. You might get a slide. You might get a slide away from you and you free. You just never know. You just got to be on point with everything. You just got to be ready to think quick and make a decision quick off the flow.
And he moves you left side, right side,
Yeah.
and then you went against they set you up on some guard one-on-ones last year too.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
I think I remember the play right. I think it was against Philadelphia,
Yeah,
where
Philly,
you
yeah,
used
the
your
guard.
length and you got that guard,
Man.
and you got him backpedaling on skates there. So how has it helped your game, Wink, moving you around to try to kind of take advantage of all those skills?
Nah, it's great because, just try to find a matchup. The matchup, this league is a matchup league. You
Yep.
know, try to find the good matchup and the best matchup for the team. And when you get that matchup, take advantage of it, try to win and make production and get to the quarterback, make negative plays.
You talk about affecting the game in other ways if you don't
Yeah.
get the quote-unquote sack. You talk about pressures. I'm talking about the run game. How
Right.
have you think you improved, and what are you still trying to do to get better against the run?
Nah, against the run, really just striking on the point of attack and getting off the blocks. That's what I need to definitely just keep working on and improve. And, training camp come up, that's a big thing, big part, striking, the point of attack and get off the blocks. Bigger guys, you got to use your legs and strength. You got to use it all in one motion. So that's one thing I want to work on for sure.
How have you adjusted your off-season training, based on what you went through last year with the injuries, just to stay healthy for one,
right.
but also
Facts.
just kind of, people understand how you succeed after
Yeah.
you're in the pros for a couple years. So how have you kind of adjusted your training regimen as you've gone along?
This offseason, I actually went down a group. I was usually, last offseason, I was lifting with Drew, Big Saw, and all the bigger guys, old linemen, so I was, lifting heavy and stuff. But this year, I actually went down the group, so I was lifting with, like, the mids, like Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram was out there, Georgia with me. We was lifting together and stuff. So
It's like
we went down
linebacker,
the group.
tight end,
Yeah,
running back
linebacker,
group.
tight
Yeah,
end,
yeah,
running
yeah.
group. So I went down, in that group. So I was really focused on stability, mobility, just core strength, and that's one of the biggest things, to keep my balance and my body even. So ready to go out there. And
Same
attack.
weight, or did you drop weight?
Same weight.
Same weight.
Yeah, really same weight. I'm really around 250, 255, no more than that. That's my range, and I don't see myself going any higher than that at all. And yeah, that's I feel pretty good.
I think that's a good place for an edge rusher to be at.
For sure.
Azeez, good stuff, man.
Nah,
Appreciate it, dude. Good
no
luck this
problem.
year.
Appreciate
That was Azeez Ojulari. I love talking to Azeez. He's so happy all the time, and he's smiling. And I think you have to love that he kind of took those injuries last year and adjusted his training regimen with all stretching to try to make sure they don't happen again. And that's what the great players do. And we hope to see how those adjustments can keep him healthy in 2023. And the combination of he and Thibodeaux, Jihad Ward, always charismatic, his veteran presence stopping the run, and you hope you can see Elerson Smith back on the field at some point too. Thanks for being with us in the Giants Huddle podcast. I'm John Schmeelk. We'll see you next time.